Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Cardinals TV is powered by MLB. We join you in the shadows of the Gateway Arch. Yes, it's baseball heaven as the Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds meet in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. Chip and Brad are with you. Jim Hayes is waiting on deck by the Cardinals dugout. Maybe the Cincinnati Reds, Brad, are the tonic for the Cardinals, who struggled of late. They've beaten the Reds 4 out of 5 times, and they start with Game 1 tonight.
Yeah, they played really well against them. One of the facets that showed up big time against the Reds has been the bullpen, and they've had some comeback victories as well, so hopefully a little momentum in the Red series that they can carry on into this.
Momentum, they say, is as good as the next day's starting pitcher. That man is Dustin May. He really needs to turn his and the Cardinals' fortunes around here tonight.
Look, we know this with Dustin May. The stuff is there. The velocity, the breaking stuff, all of it has swing and miss written all over it. The last 5, though, have not gone the way of Dustin May. He was fantastic against the Padres 5 starts ago. Time to flip the script. Want to see him get ahead of counts. That's going to be the biggest key.
And maybe the home mound will be the difference maker for him tonight.
Certainly has been. Look at the road numbers, and certainly those are going to get inflated. He had the start in Kansas City and the one in Atlanta where he didn't last long, gave up a few runs, but he has been very good here at home. Hopefully, again, gets ahead, is aggressive, and attacks this lineup.
Last time the Cardinals saw the Reds here, we swept him in early June. It was a different-looking club. No Ellie De La Cruz. And since the All-Star break, Brad, they've been scoring a lot of runs, although with an asterisk, they just left Colorado.
No, they didn't. Look, offense will happen there in that ballpark. Certainly for them, even though they started on the road, we know offense will happen for this club at home. This is a team that hits a lot of home runs in general. That's how they score their runs. So the Cardinals going to have to try to keep those guys at bay. But you saw the numbers for the relief corps. They have had their struggles.
Sal Stewart, J.J. Weatherholt squaring off in what's been a great National League Rookie of the Year race. We'll break down their seasons as we get you set for the weekend opener. It's the Cardinals and the Reds here in St. Louis. Another comfortable mid-70-degree night in St. Louis where the Cardinals and Reds will match up. Brad, the Cardinals Nation looking ahead to a playoff race and also the Rookie of the Year race. That duel continues tonight as J.J. Weatherholt and Sal Stewart of the Reds square off.
Yeah, a couple of the most talented rookies in the National League go at it. J.J. Weatherholt, your odds-on favorite right now to win Rookie of the Year, but a special season both of these guys have put together.
Those are your Bet365 betting odds, and these two guys are doing it relatively different ways. Sal Stewart leads with the hit tool.
Big-time power from this young man. 21 home runs this year. He's driven in 74. Only 2 guys in the National League have driven in more than Sal Stewart. Power is a huge part of his game.
J.J. Weatherholt's no slouch at the plate either. He's got 15 homers, Brad, but his defense has been standout.
Man, his defense has been awesome. The offensive numbers, yeah, these will play. Looking for hit number 100, hopefully in his first at-bat. The 15 homers, he's getting on base a ton. He is scoring a ton, using the entire field. And then, oh, by the way, to your point, Chip, taking away runs left and right. He goes to his left well. That bat can't play. He has felt comfortable with that. He's putting up some big numbers defensively.
Only Pete Crow Armstrong of the Cubs has a higher fielding WAR than J.J. Weatherholt. Hopefully he and Alec Burleson will continue to slug away against Cincinnati. Burley's heating up. That's a good sign as this long homestand continues with a first game of 3 tonight against the Cincinnati Reds.
Hey, Kevin, let's show them how.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you by Central Bank, the hometown bank of the Cardinals. Visit cardinalschecking.com and buy your quality Ford dealers. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. for 48 years. Time to get back into the win column again against the Reds. The Cardinals have beaten them 4 out of 5 times. And a guy that's enjoyed facing him, Brad, is Silver Slugger Alec Burleson.
Yeah, he's your Hyundai in the driver's seat. Take a look at what he's done over the last 19 games. Hitting for average, a couple of homers, 5 doubles, and he's driven in 12. Alec Burleson has been the most consistent Cardinal performer from the offensive side the last couple of years, and that just keeps on coming.
And here is how he is sticking it to opposing pitchers in 2026.
I see what you did there. I drew this little thing up for you to just show you what he's doing, how he's doing it. Look, the way that he is going at it, the degree of attack, he's able to just meet the ball on plane very well. You see the attack direction uses the entire field, and then the swing path, that allows him to elevate the baseball. You see him be able to get to a little bit of everything. He can elevate the ball at the top, the ball at the bottom, gets to it easily.
And when all of those stick figures align, it's an awfully loud sound in a big league ballpark.
No doubt about it. 157 hard hit baseballs. You see the graphic, that's anything 95 and above when you hear us talking about that. But this guy is a consistent performer, and again, uses the entire field. There's not one area you can go to with Alec Burleson.
Alec Burleson's bat is loud. The Reds have Rhett louder. We'll see who comes out on top in game 1. Dustin May goes to the post for the Cardinals on a beautiful night for a ball game. Glad you're with us on Cardinals TV. Lineups and first pitch are coming right up from downtown St. Louis. Well, partner, can't think of a better way to kick off the weekend than with a beautiful night for baseball in downtown St. Louis. The Reds are in town for 3, and can you believe this weather on July 24th?
Oh, this is crazy. It is an absolute beautiful night here at Busch Stadium. Would even be more beautiful if the Cardinals start rolling a little bit. They dropped 5 of 7 of their last 7 here out of the break. And look, this team has shown some great splashes in the early half. I can't believe there's only 60 games left actually in this season. It's nuts how fast this goes, but time to start putting it all together again.
Great moment yesterday, Jordan Walker's return from the All-Star break, and again today, all the hardware from his home run derby win was on display with mom and dad and Kleininger Tehran, the man who threw all those home run balls to Walker at Citizens Bank.
Yeah, I love seeing it. The Cardinal Nation showing their love for Jordan Walker. I love the fact that KT's out there. You can only hit it as far as that guy can throw it in there perfectly for you. But what a special a week and a half it has been here for Jordan Walker. First being named an All-Star, getting named to the Derby, then going out there and winning it in that fashion. Truly a special event.
Hopefully he'll have a big day at the plate, and hopefully Dustin May can have a big night on the mound, Brad. For him and for the Cardinals, as we said a few moments ago, this is a very important start. You all know the business side of baseball. The trade deadline is ahead, but also the Cardinals a game and a half out of a wild card spot. Whether they keep Dustin or trade him, they needed to pitch like he did 5 starts ago.
Well, and that's the thing. He's had such an oddity of a season where he's had games where he's been flat out dominant, then had some struggles. If you take a look at the pitch arsenal for Dustin May, 4-seam cutter, sweeper, sinker, curve, and changeup is the way that he goes about it. Look, when he's at his best, I think that he is riding the 4-seam at the top, throwing that sweeper, sinker combo at the bottom of the zone, and just on the attack. 0-1 is going to be one of the biggest things I'm looking for in this ball game for Dustin May.
A look at the Cardinals defense behind him tonight. Mason Wynn, your Gold Glover at shortstop. Jimmy Crooks is behind the plate. Blaze Jordan's made all the plays on both infield corners. In the outfield, Newtbar Church and Jordan Walker. When we get to the bottom of the first inning, Ali has shuffled his lineup, and he also has Ivan Herrera back after a day off. Herrera will be the Redbirds' designated hitter. And Cincinnati comes to town. They just took a series in Colorado. The Reds, though 6-22 against Central Division foes inexplicably. And it's been a while since we've seen Ellie De La Cruz in their Menard starting lineup. He was hurt when St. Louis swept the Reds at the start of June. But as you said, Brad, this is a powerful offense, and they can tame any ballpark for Terry Francona. The question is, can they out-hit their relief corps?
Yeah, that is a great question, and that will make any manager, whether he's headed to Cooperstown or not, fret at some point when you have a bullpen that has had the scuffles that the Reds have. But this is one of the most athletic young groups. They play an entertaining style of baseball. Hopefully the Cardinals can just keep them off the base paths.
First pitch of the game is lined from one shortstop to another. Ellie De La Cruz with a laser to Mason Wynn. One pitch and one man out.
Well, you'll take that right there. A hard hit ball, but right at the Gold Glover Mason Wynn. And again, just getting ahead, going right after the opposition. One pitch, one out.
Fun matchup this weekend will be Sal Stewart and J.J. Weatherholt, two leaders in the Rookie of the Year race in the National League. Stewart has burst on the scene, Brad, with 21 homers and 4th in RBIs in the league.
He's having a monster year. He crushes fastballs. Anything near the top, he is able to let it eat there. This is a guy that I'd like to be thinking about down and away for the most part. They can beat you to that other half. It's hard to beat 99, though. That one down the middle and swings through it.
21 homers for Stewart, 4th most by a Reds rookie in franchise history. Frank Robinson hit 38 in his first season as a major leaguer. So Stewart's got some work to do if he's going to catch the Hall of Famer. He couldn't catch 99-mile-an-hour heat, and he was late on 98 there, 0-2. Stewart, a very dangerous 2-strike hitter. And took inside. Crooks is going to challenge here in the first inning.
Catcher's challenge in the ball call.
Mike Muchlinski has the plate. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Is it strike 3? It's not. Cardinals burn a first inning challenge. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That stinks to lose one that early. It is a close call in the inner half. Can't think about that now, though. Have to think about how do you finish off a dangerous hitter.
Cardinals play him straight up on the infield, slightly toward right in center, and another ground ball. This one to Mason Wynn again. He's got that. He gets ahead, gets 2 soft outs. And J.J. Bleday is next. Bleday has been hot. He's hit 4 homers in the last 11. That's helped the Reds win back-to-back series. First time they've done that, Brad, since April. At one point, the Reds off to a great start. They utterly collapsed after the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, it really is one of those weird ones. Look, every team's going to have your injuries. That'll be a part of it. Losing Ellie for a little bit had certainly hurt this ball club. Another early challenge here.
J.J. Bleday, ABS powered by T-Mobile. So how about that? 2 first-inning challenges don't work.
Back to even Steven right there. You'll take that.
Bleday, 17 homers, 44 driven in.
I like that one. Nice changeup. When you have May up there, you're thinking about the 97, 98, whether he's riding that 4-seam or that sinker. That one at 91, just tailing away from the left-hander.
Cardinals have held Bleday down. He's 2 for 22 in the season series. May on the first base side of the rubber goes back to work 0-2, and a swing and a miss. 2 filthy changeups from Dustin May, who has a 1-2-3 top of the first. Here come the Cardinals at home, trying to keep on punishing those Cincinnati Reds.
The Motor Trade.
The Redbirds are 4-1 against the Cincinnati Reds. J.J. Weatherholt will lead off your Menard starting lineup. But here's the change. Brad, Jordan Walker hitting second. Ivan Herrera hitting 4th tonight. Newtbar, Mason Wynn 5th and 6th. Then Church, Jordan, and Jimmy Crooks 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah, why not tinker a little bit, right? You still keep your handedness by going left, right, and then you're able to get Jordan Walker, who's been crushing it. Rhett Lauder, he's in there making his 15th start of the season. You mentioned it before. He scuffled last time out. His numbers out of the bullpen had been very good.
Sharp shot to short, and De La Cruz takes care of Weatherholt, who's retired on the first pitch.
Well, that looks very similar to the way that we started this game. But look at the pitch arsenal for Rhett Lauder. Sinker, slider, 4-seam, and changeup for him. This is a guy that he will, he'll run the fastball up by you. He wants you to get you to swing and miss on that slider, but that slider has been a little bit problematic for Lauder as of late.
Figure it didn't break much in Colorado. You mentioned his first start since June 30th. 8 runs, 11 hits in just 2 1/3 innings at Coors Field. Now he squares off with Jordan Walker. Another tremendous cheer for the home run derby champion. And Lauder gets ahead, no balls and a strike. Jordan has hit 3 of his 22 homers against Cincinnati this year. And there's that slider, a little different out of altitude, I would say.
Yeah, that is always interesting to see how the ball moves from start to start, going from Colorado to the Midwest humidity. Had a lot of bend on that, and a big key for some of the Cardinals hitters is don't expand, right? Don't let him take you off the plate. That is a sweet shirt right now. By the way, what a job by the Cardinals, turning that around quickly. Awesome giveaway, first 15,000 rocking that bad boy today. There were lines out at each gate before the game started. Pretty neat.
Jordan Walker, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and another slider. That was filthy. 2 up and 2 down. Here's a look at the Reds defense. Suarez, De La Cruz, Arroyo, and Stewart around the horn. Tyler Stevenson is behind the plate. Steer, Dane Myers, and J.J. Bleday right to left in the Reds outfield. That's Terry Francona. He's on his way to Cooperstown. Great career, great guy. And he has had to battle injury all year long. His starting staff, his superstar shortstop's been banged up. Nothing has really gone right for them since the 1st of May. And they start play tonight. 7 games under 500.
Yeah, nice to have a guy like that, though, at the helm who has seen it all, right? There's nothing in this game that will shock a guy like Tito. So I think a good presence in that Reds dugout.
Lauder off to a quick start. 1 ball, 1 strike to Burley, who's heated up. Alec is 12 for his last 29 at the plate. Brad, we could use a little more of that as we check out your Toyota key to the game.
Yeah, the key to the game here is going to be get to the pen. We just talked about it with Francona, the struggles, some of the struggles that his club has had. Well, the bullpen has been one of the biggest issues for this club. They have had their tough times. Got to be able to get to them, but not in this first inning. It was all Lauder.
Wow, 2 great changeups from May, 2 excellent sliders from Lauder, and we are scoreless heading to the 2nd inning. Well, Bradley scored big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Cardinals, the official source for your Cardinals gear. 10th pitch of the game for May is rolled to 3rd. We'll take that all night. And Eugenio Suarez out on the first pitch. 1 away in the 2nd inning for May. Jim Hayes is off to a nice start.
Yeah, and he had a stretch this season where he had given up 3 runs or less in 11 of 12 starts. He hopes to get back to that. Dusty Blake told me this guy is dominant when he can get into a rhythm. He said we found some things with his body position and tempo that we hope will help him do that. Guys, Dusty said when May finds that rhythm, he'll throw like 20 strikes in a row with movement.
That's what's so maddening about this game is oftentimes, and especially from a pitching standpoint, it's a little thing. I love him talking about the body position and the tempo, right, of just trying to find that same rhythm. A lot of times when your rhythm is just a little bit off, Chip, what is happening is your arm is not getting up in a proper position. When that foot lands, then you have to cheat with some other body parts, and then you don't have that consistent arm slot. That's what he's looking for, and when he's been on, it's been automatic.
Nathaniel Lowe pulls that foul at first. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The technology that exists for pitchers and batters alike today, I would assume, makes finding those issues and fixing them a lot easier than when you play.
Yeah, well, what you don't take it out because it's always part of it, but the feel aspect of it is backed up by slow motion cameras and the ability to go frame by frame and see exactly where your body's at. That's a big change.
1-2. Swing and a miss. The sweeper working for Dustin May. 2 strikeouts in as many innings. 5 up, 5 down to start.
Well, some real depth on this Chevy pitch track. That thing started down the middle, ended up down and in. Watch this late breaker. The spin on that thing. Take that all night.
Spencer Steer is next. He's got 12 homers. That's what strikes you about this Reds team. Their first 6 batters all have double-digit home run totals.
Well, as we mentioned, that's how they beat teams. They do it via the home run. They're very reliant upon that. And you should be, by the way, in the ballpark that they play in. Busch Stadium, a tiny bit different, though. The ball does not fly here like it flies in other parks. I believe it's the 3rd lowest total home run amount.
Half of all the Reds' runs come with the home run ball. Great when you're getting them. You struggle when they don't. And they're hitting them in bunches in July. Cincinnati with 32 homers as a team this month. 0-2 pitch to Steer. Strike 3 called. May has A+ stuff to start. 9 pitches in the first, 8 pitches in the second, and we are scoreless. You're watching Cardinals TV presented by Bet365. No score in the second inning. It's turn back the clock time here at Busch Stadium. Let's go back to 2006. You remember the smiling face of this young man, Anthony Reyes, a part of the world champion Cardinals team, as was my partner Brad Thompson.
Man, Ray, it's so good to see. We were just talking in the break. This is the first time you've been back since the 10 reunion. Can you believe it has been 20 years since the World Series?
I mean, every time I look in the mirror, I can believe it.
When you wake up in the morning? It really is nuts, man. It's been fun this year, being the 20-year reunion, looking back, having guys like yourself back in town, and some of the memories. Obviously, one of the biggest memories for many Cardinal fans was you. Game 1 against Justin Verlander. Dude, when you think back about this, you got young kids that weren't there to see this. What do you remember the most about that moment?
I remember how special it was for the older guys, because I remember was it Preston who gave that speech saying,
yes,
you know, guys have been on for 8-9 years and not even seen a playoff game. So you get a sense. I mean, for me, I didn't watch a whole lot of baseball growing up, so I didn't really get a whole the sense of how important that game was. But I got a sense of it through his speeches, and then Carpenter and Suppan giving up, not really talking to me throughout the season, but then they're giving me pats on the back during the game. So it's that kind of stuff. It reminds me how special that game actually was.
I mean, that was nuts, Chip. Seeing that, and that was obviously the young Justin Verlander going, right, still doing his thing. For many Cardinal fans, they remember the NLCS obviously going 7 games. When did you find out you were actually starting that game? How did that go down for fans that don't know?
For the World Series game?
Yes.
So I found out the day before. So had a terrible game against the Mets. I hadn't seen the mound in, I don't know, a week or so. So he's like, all right, you're going to start in 4th game against the Mets. I'm like, okay. And then didn't play well. Thought I was going to not be in after that. And then they tell me the day before as we're out in warm-ups, Dunk comes up to my locker and is like, hey, you're going to start tomorrow. And I'm like, okay.
You got it.
I got to ask you, because time may be running short, we need some inside dirt on Brad Thompson. You got a favorite Brad Thompson teammate story that you can share?
Don't need that.
My favorite ones of him is just watching him on the mound. When I see his red face, I know he's pissed off. And then when I see that shirt come out and then his head drop into the shirt, I know there's an F-bomb somewhere.
So my anger has gotten better. I'll be totally honest with you. It's gotten way better over the years. It's funny how when you're removed from competition, you don't get that part of it as much. You bring up some of the veteran guys. I mean, how crazy is that? Thinking back at that team, all of the guys that were there, all the presences, all the Hall of Famers that already are, a guy like Scott Rowland, and then the guys coming to be. Pretty special group we had in 06.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was the Cardinal thing with veteran players, right?
Yeah.
It's with a sprinkle of some young players, and just having that veteran leadership in the locker room, seeing how they went about their day. That's kind of how you came up in the big leagues. For me, at least, it was. And not talking to any of them, stretching with all 5 starters. I'm not saying a word to me all season, and then. But you see how these guys handle business, and that's kind of how Cardinal was, and it was fun to see.
It certainly was a be seen, not heard. And then for many Cardinal fans, they know the story, but you went from Game 1 of the World Series, and obviously continue to pitch after your big league career is over. You're a firefighter now in LA County or in LA. How cool is that? I mean, it's crazy.
It's fun. I grew up with the firefighter stuff my entire life, so coming back, I knew I wanted to do that. And when my body finally said no more baseball, and I was like, all right, I'll do firefighting.
Love it.
Anthony, it's great to see you. Welcome back to St. Louis. Thanks for the wonderful memories in 2006 and for leaving this guy with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Both starters are dealing early in game one. It's Dustin May ready for the third inning, and we're pleased to be joined by Michael Hall of Cardinals Care and the Redbirds front office to announce an exciting new initiative for your chance to help our community. Michael, great to see you again.
Great to see you.
Tell us all about Cardinals Care Caring for Kids campaign.
Yeah, so it's a campaign we launched today, and it's a week-long campaign in order for us to try to raise as much money for kids as we possibly can. It's a way for fans to join us in that effort. We've created some unique opportunities for fans to participate, bid on, and hopefully we'll be able to raise a lot of money this week.
I think the fun part was, sorry, Chip, is that there's really an opportunity at every price point when you're looking at this, right? Whether you're bidding on a package of the Ollie Marmol package, right? The day with him, the lineup, all of that, or you're looking to get in on Savannah Bananas. There really is something for everybody, isn't there?
Yeah, we were very intentional in trying to do it that way. There's really 5 ways that fans can participate. There are the experiential type auction items. There's the memorabilia auction items. Our 50-50 raffles going on, and there's also the sweepstakes for the Savannah Bananas, a $25 opportunity to win 4 all-inclusive tickets for that game. And then if you're just not interested in participating in any of those things and you just want to commit a donation of any amount, you can do that as well.
There's the QR code on your screen. You can scan that if you'd like to bid. And the bidding has started now, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. We launched this morning.
And how long will the opportunities for fans to bid on these packages and memorabilia, or if they just want to donate cash to help the kids in our community, something that's helped raise $36 million over the years?
Yeah, so the campaign will end next Friday, the 31st at 9 a.m.
Michael, I'm very interested. I think Cardinal fans by now, they've heard of Cardinal Care, but I mean, I know for you it's in your heart. Can you tell the fans that maybe don't know a little bit more about Cardinal Care and kind of the effect it has in the community?
Yes, so Cardinals Care, it's our team's community foundation. It's a separate 501c3 nonprofit. The mission is caring for kids, and so that's what we do. That's what we focus on. We have our youth baseball softball program called Redbird Rookies. We have our Cardinal Nike RBI program, who they just got back from regionals a couple weeks ago, which is great. And then we also support other nonprofits that support kids by giving them grants, giving them cash money.
Well, it's such a great opportunity for fans to be able to get into that. And now you could probably tell us who the Savannah Banana guest is going to be. Go ahead, Michael. I didn't know if you could do that. I don't know. I figured we'd try.
4 strikeouts for Dustin May, by the way. Let's talk about some of these experiences. You've given us a cool list of them. Baseball with Marmol is one of them. Tell us about that and what is included if fans wish to try to purchase that opportunity.
Yeah, sure. So that's an opportunity for fans to acquire Ollie's personal tickets for the game. You get to go down on the field pregame field visit. You get a chance to meet Ollie, and then one of the 4 will have the opportunity to walk the lineup card to the home plate with Ollie before the game, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and Ollie will tell you how to do it too, right? I mean, he'll walk you through it truly step by step as you make your way to the umpires.
He does a great job of that. He likes to spend a lot of time when we do these events, so it's great to have him a part of it.
For a couple of hits here for the Reds, 2 on 1 out.
Chip, I think for a good enough donation, Ollie might even get tossed right there when you're handing it out if you want to. If the price is right. Now that's going to have to get up there quite a bit.
Maybe they could manage the team.
Well, who knows? There's got to be rules against that.
Yeah, well, probably.
So another one that is very exciting. An exciting time, obviously, for the Cardinals celebrating their All-Stars. Got a chance to celebrate today with Jordan Walker of him. The T-shirts for everybody selling his celebrating his home run derby victory. But there is a package. It's a Be an All-Star package. What does that one include?
Yeah, so that highlights our 3 representatives in the All-Star game this year. Of course, Jordan with the incredible performance he had at the home run derby. That was amazing. But you get 4 tickets to the game. You get pregame batting practice visit. You get a chance to meet Jordan and O'Brien and
Ivan Herrera.
Excuse me. And so you also get a 2026 All-Star jersey.
Oh, sweet. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We saw in the packet This one made Brad and I kind of nervous, so we wanted to ask you a little more specificity about this one. Broadcaster for a day. What exactly does that entail, Michael?
That entails.
I mean, we really need clarity on this.
Is it a radio thing?
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun one. Whoever's going to bet on that, I'm sure they're going to have a great time with you two.
Yeah, we'll have a good time in our frat house of a TV booth. But we really enjoy having fans come in and see not just us, but our amazing Cardinals TV crew as Dustin May strikes out Ellie De La Cruz. The amount of work that goes in behind the scenes is amazing, is it not?
Yeah, it is, and it's a really cool opportunity for fans to get behind the scenes and really see what it takes to put on a broadcast and you know, what you guys do. And it's really neat for fans to have that opportunity, because you can talk to them about it, but until they see it and experience it, it's a lot different.
I just think this overall initiative, Michael, is such a fun one to be doing during the season, something a little different and an opportunity to make a difference.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it this week, and we appreciate you guys' support.
Of course, Cardinals.com/caring for kids. Bid early, bid often, and help the kids of our great community. Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See yourself.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by your Mid-America Chevy dealers and by BJC Healthcare. You deserve extraordinary care. The pitching has been on point in the first 2.5 innings of this game. Dustin May has struck out 5 Reds in 3 innings. Brent Lauder has 3 strikeouts in his first 2. And he'll face 7, 8, 9 for St. Louis here in the bottom of our 3rd inning. Lauder out of Albemarle, North Carolina, and Wake Forest University. 74 big league innings this year. And he gets ahead with a strike. Nathan Church had a rough patch, but he started to swing the bat with better results. He's got 3 hits in his last 10 trips to the plate. And facing the Reds for the first time this season tonight. Church, Jordan, and Jimmy Crooks. That's over the netting and out of play. We're expecting big crowds all weekend with the Reds. Of course, huge crowds expected for the Cubs starting Monday, a 4-game series. Great to see the ballpark lively and alive again.
Yeah, it's been fun. I was so impressed with yesterday in even a makeup game. The attendance at the game and then the energy throughout it right off the jump with Jordan Walker getting the ovation. But this has been a team that really, and we get a chance to see behind the scenes, see the work that's put in from this young group, see the passion that they're pouring into it. It's been fun all season long to see the Cardinals fans really show out and have their guys back. And it helps when it's 74 degrees,
no doubt,
in late July.
I don't know what we did to deserve it, but we'll take it. Weather's going to warm up over the course of this now 8-game homestand. But a perfect night for a Redbird winner tonight. No score, out of play. We'll try again with a full count. Big baseball weekend in St. Louis. Big baseball weekend in Cooperstown. As that one off the netting again. Good battle here. It'll be at least 8 pitches for Nathan Church. That's a sign that maybe he's getting that swing back on track.
You're right. And the selection of being able to shorten up, foul off some tough ones until he gets something that he can handle. He's been working on getting deeper and deeper into counts.
Sharply hit. De La Cruz to the backhand. Sets and fires a strike. Good play. And Church is retired. Out number 1. Friday, August 7th. The Rockies are in town that night. Fans take home a Joe and Jack Buck bobblehead. That's courtesy of Amarin. Tickets at Cardinals.com/promotions. Joe Buck will be inducted into the broadcasters wing of the Hall of Fame tomorrow in Cooperstown. He and Jack, first father, son, broadcast duo, to be awarded that wonderful honor. And there will be a Cardinal flair to the induction ceremonies Bill White, former Cardinal great, will earn the Buck O'Neil Lifetime Achievement Award. And Carlos Beltran will join Andrew Jones and Jeff Kent with their induction speeches on Sunday.
It seems like there's always some sort of a Cardinal angle. This organization, so historic, so many ties to Cooperstown, so many ties to just some of the greatest players to have ever played the game, and obviously greatest broadcasters to do so as well.
Blaze Jordan with one out. A homer, 18 RBIs for him. His first action against the Reds in his young career. And he works a 3-1 count. This kid really leans on that slider. If the Cardinals can spit on it, maybe they can coax him back into the strike zone. There's a sinker and a full count. Tarps off gang starting to gather above the Redbirds bullpen. Love to see those guys make some noise tonight. Cardinals are going for their 53rd win.
That has been one of my favorite things about this summer here is watching this Tarps Off crew just grow throughout the game, get louder and louder, feed off the energy. Really is. See all the kiddos off to the right. Yep. Family-friendly environment out there, but it's been something that's had a taken on a life of its own out there.
3-2 pitch, fouled away. Yeah, when you see those real young kids out there, you think one thing: Mom and Dad are raising them right. Send them out to the Tarps Off section here at Busch.
Look, we see it throughout the season. We'll see some kids, behind the plate. They're doing it, Tarps Off, swinging it around. They're trying to talk Mom and Dad into it. My kid talked me into it a couple weeks back. We were at the game. I said, go ahead, man. Him and his buddy were out there having a blast.
Good trip to the plate for Blaze Jordan. Yeah, I noticed you did not go Tarps Off.
No, look, I didn't want to blind anybody. I know they were probably broadcasting up here. It'd be a shining beacon out there in right center.
Things get a little violent out there right now, as pitch number 9 for Blaze is bounce foul. Keep it up, kid. Good work here.
Well, our Toyota key to the game today against the Reds was get into the pen. Their pen has struggled. The way you do that, you have long at bats. First inning was a very quick 9-pitch affair there for Lauder, but the Cardinals here in the third inning really making them work.
Tenth pitch for Blaze Jordan. And a ground ball to first. That should be no trouble. And that is your second out. Jimmy Crooks will bat with the bases empty after a quick word from Emo's Pizza.
Chopped edge to edge and ready to share. The original Emo's Pizza, the square beyond compare.
Jimmy Crooks, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, looking to improve a 178 batting mark this year. Lauder 3-7 on the year. Faced the Cardinals on June 7th. 3 scoreless innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 5 in that game. He's had impeccable command so far tonight. And that one off to our left. Fan from Edwardsville, Illinois will chase down that souvenir. De La Cruz right up the middle at the shortstop spot. And 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a drive that's belted towards center. Myers will track that down on the warning track. Crooks hit the daylights out of that baby, but too much topspin, and the Redbirds are out of luck in the home third.
Motion for life.
You've seen the patch on every Cardinals jersey. That's Stifel, one of America's fastest growing wealth management and investment banking firms. Proudly rooted in St. Louis, it's a partnership built on excellence. There's the Stifel patch on the right sleeve of Jimmy Crooks. He's working hand in hand with Dustin May, who has followed your Toyota Kita victory instructions almost perfectly so far tonight.
Well, he's getting ahead very well and then attacking after that. I think the sweeper, the slider, been tight for May, and just love him being on the attack, being the aggressor.
There's a bullet into right center field. Church over quickly to try to cut it off. He did. And with his strong arm, Blade takes a big turn and scampers back to first. Second inning in a row, the Reds have a leadoff single. That's their third hit, and now Eugenio Suarez comes up.
Well, Dustin May goes with the fastball. Chevy pitch track, wants it on the corner, ends up middle. J.J. Bleday jumps on it. Nothing a little super sinker ground ball double play can't fix here.
Suarez swung at the first pitch and bounced out to third. So he is 0 for 1. I think the Reds will be a fascinating team to follow at the trade deadline. They've got a lot of marketable pieces, including this guy and his power. Suarez, a giant season last year with the Mariners and Diamondbacks. Not nearly as much power, surprisingly, in Cincinnati this season. But it's shown up lately. 4 homers and 5 RBIs in the last 7 games for the Reds.
Well, and sometimes that change of scenery, right, for a veteran that has the skill set that he does, could unlock something. It just depends if the Reds like what they might be able to get back for a guy like Suarez.
Now, the name that I've read rumored to be inquired of is Tyler Stevenson, their catcher. With Hunter Goodman, Shea Langoliers. Also possibilities, Ryan Jeffers in Minnesota. Trade deadline is August 3rd. As that rolled foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I can only imagine the work that all of these clubs' front offices put into something like this, and certainly it'll ramp up even more as we get closer and closer. Everybody got their war rooms ready. Chaim Bloom, Randy Flores talking it over.
Ball and 2 strikes. Now 2-2. Randy just completed the Cardinals draft. The Redbirds very excited about the 20 players they selected.
Yeah, they're very pumped up. We had a chance to talk to Randy a little bit earlier today. I said, man, you get a break after that? He said, I took the weekend off. Had the weekend, and then it's right back at it. And again, it is trade deadline time. Everything opens up yet again. That is a life, the life of the front office, and I mean this in the most respectful way. It's a bit of a sickness, really. I mean, because there's so much time and so much effort that goes into what these guys do, but they love it, and they just have they have that special something to continue to attack. But it is all the time, that job.
There's some attack. 98 takes care of Suarez. 6 strikeouts for Dustin May. I remember when Randy came in after the first day of the draft, he said, we have no time to rest. We have day 2. And he said, we're already starting our scouting for the 2027 draft.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's always some baseball going on. There's always players to evaluate. There's also, you're evaluating players within your own organization. When you're around trade time, you're evaluating everybody else's players. So really does take a village of guys to be able to get something like that done.
And I would imagine it's a lot harder now with the addition of the 3 wildcard teams. There are so many clubs bunched within playoff consideration. You really have to go with your gut as to whether you're really in it or if you're just playing on the margins with hope of getting in and hopefully having a good showing.
Yeah, well, I bet that's one of the hardest things of having that job is not being reactionary to something. Like the Cardinals have a plan. They had a plan coming into it. I think that Chaim Bloom and company have been very transparent with that plan. But this team, I would say has probably played better than many expected on the outside, but I don't think that that can totally change the way that you attack things. But there are ways to buy and sell. There's ways to add and subtract, and they are able to do those things. As I think that Randy just noticed he was on television. Look at him, laid back, calm, cool, collected, like draft day.
That is just a bit high to Nathaniel Lowe. 8 o'clock here in St. Louis. No score. Pitching has been dominant so far. And to finish the point of the wild card in the National League, Brad, you have 6 teams within 4 games of the last spot with 60 some odd games to play. In the air center, Church is there, 2 outs. And so that is the difficulty of the job, especially in the American League where it's even tighter. You have one good week, you can leapfrog past 4 or 5 teams, and if you pull the plug too early, you think about what might have been. But also, if you buy fool's gold, you think what might have been.
Yeah, both of those happen every single year to some team out there, right? And sometimes the team that kind of stands pat and lets their guys go about it ends up being the team that attacked it the best way, not only for a season but for the future. So it's just having a firm grasp on what you have, what you believe to be, and what is the goal, right? If the goal is to somehow, some way for an organization to get into the playoffs this year, then you buy and you figure it out. But if the goal is sustained success, you got to keep that in mind.
1-0 pitch to Spencer Steer instead to first. Steer was struck out looking his first time up. He's one of the cold hitters right now for the Reds. Spencer has 1 hit in his last 16 trips to the plate. Blaze Jordan hugs the line at third, and that stays letter high, ball 2. They're daring Steer to hit the ball the other way. He's batting .242. And that's how you pitch when you have that defensive alignment. He hits it the other way, he will jam himself. And now May, a rare 3-0 count. He's been extremely economical. Only 48 pitches with 2 outs in this 4th. Only 12 pitches out of the strike zone for May in the game, and 4 of them just came in that at bat. That's how impeccably he has pitched to this point. But some 2-out trouble here. From July 24th through the 30th, support kids in our community by bidding on unique Cardinals experiences, entering the all-inclusive Savannah Banana Sweepstakes, or you can play the 50-50 raffle. Could you be the next winner? Details at cardinals.com/caringforkids. That's what Michael Hall was talking about a couple of innings ago. Michael and his staff do a great job, and we hope you'll help him help all the kids in Cardinals Nation by bidding on some great packages and great Cardinals memorabilia. Tyler Stevenson.
Chip, I do appreciate when we did have Michael Hall in here, you getting some clarification for us on the experience of broadcaster for a day, making sure that everyone knows this is not a tryout.
Right.
This is an experience.
Yes.
Mostly on the radio, a lot TV. No, the whole thing's going to be fun. It's going to be great.
Yeah, my kid's got my credit card. He's bidding on that one right now.
He's got it racked up right now.
The one
him and Tristan are bidding against each other.
No question. The experience I didn't get to talk with Michael about was be part of Team Fredbird for the day.
I think I could do it.
Really?
I hang out with Fred Bird all the time anyhow. We're like best friends. I guarantee you that him and I could slingshot some T-shirts around.
Driven toward right center. That's trouble. That's down. And it's going to bounce into the Cardinals bullpen. That's a break. 1 run will score. But Tyler Stevenson breaks a scoreless tie with a 2-out ground rule double.
Well, when you're facing a guy like Dustin May, one of the things that you need to be able to do is pull the trigger. If he leaves something up in the zone, got to be able to jump a fastball, and he absolutely was with that swing of the bat. Tyler Stevenson going to the deep part of the ballpark for that double.
So he's 2 for 2. 1-0 Cincinnati. Dane Myers bats. He struck out his first time. Let's end this threat here. And he showed bunt, took a little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Not sure why Myers was thinking about a bunt. With the infield close at first and third, Burley backs up a step or 3 now on the right side of the infield. 2-0. Cardinals will have the top of the order coming up in the 4th. It's a 1-0 game. And all of a sudden, May's mechanics are out of whack. A 4-pitch walk to Steer. And now he's gone 3-0 to the 8th place hitter.
Well, that's what you want to see, is how quickly you can make those adjustments, snap back in, get back to some of those things that Dusty was talking to Jim Hayes about. The rhythm, the timing, got to be able to get it back here from the stretch.
All this damage coming with 2 outs. The 4-pitch walk, then the Stevenson double with a deep count. And now Dustin about to throw his 27th pitch in this 4th inning. High hopper hit towards short. Mason's got the hop he wants, and the strong arm will retire to side. Myers slams his helmet in frustration. May gives up 1, and the top of the order comes up for St. Louis next.
Success beats success.
Well, this was the scene in Philadelphia, the home run derby at Citizens Bank Park. Jordan Walker stunned the hometown crowd, and Kyle Schwarber becoming the first Cardinal hitter ever to win the home run derby championship. And the man that served up all of those long balls was an equally big star. There he is, Kleininger Tehran, who joins us from the St. Louis bullpen.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
How fun was that? I mean, you're still beaming from ear to ear, that smile, watching Jordan do his thing.
No, man, that was really fun, really fun. I still can't believe it, you know, that's something that happens, that we won that event, something that I always dreamed, and seeing that night coming through is amazing. I didn't sleep that night.
I was going to say, like, everybody, obviously there's pressure on Jordan in a situation like that, but there was a lot of pressure on you. Now, it wasn't the first time you had done this. KT, you also had the opportunity to throw the derby to Albert Pujols back in 2022. What was that experience like, and did that help you get ready for this one?
Yeah, for sure. You know, like, at the end of the home run derby in Philadelphia, Pujols told me, like, hey, why you didn't throw to me like that? I was like, you're right, but that one helped me to this one, so we won this one, my bro.
Now, the format was different for this one, though. Did the format help you out a little bit, that it wasn't a timed one, that it was the amount of swings?
Yeah, I think so. You know, like, give me time to relax, to probably think a little more, and especially to Jordan, man. Jordan got his own pace. He did a great job, like, taking his time, and I think that was the big key for him to win everything.
Now, you're a veteran at the home run derby now. Tell the fans the story, if they missed it, about what Albert told you when you threw to him for the first time in the home run derby.
He told me, like, hey, one of the things you got to do over there, the only advice is, like, don't look up. I was like, okay, my brother, I got it. And then when they say, yeah, are you ready? Yeah, let's go. So we run into the field. I get on the ramp, I grab the balls, and I look up. I was like, oh, man, I'm not supposed to do that. What am I doing?
Now Jordan's coming up here. Yeah. What should we look for from Jordan Walker in this second at bat of the night?
Yeah, I think they're probably going to throw a lot of sliders down away to see if he chase. So something a little more closer. Try to see if he get on time to Field throw that hitter, you know, do his thing, get the ball in the gap.
So where was it when he is asking you to tee it up for it? Where is he looking for it? Is it thigh high, middle in? Like, what is he like?
He didn't really tell me anything about it. He was just like, keep throwing the ball right there, and that's it. That's something that helped me out a lot too, because, you know, he gave me the confidence when I threw a bad pitch, because obviously I did that night. He didn't give he didn't put any bad face or anything. He was so chill. And I just focused and throw the ball down the middle, and he was amazing.
Well, it's one of the things we talk a lot about with Jordan. Obviously, the raw talent, he's amazing. He's a great human being, too, though, and always a smile on his face. The smile on your face the entire time was awesome. How cool was that moment, not just for you, but for your family, too? I bet that had to be special.
Oh, man, super special. I took my wife and my kid there. I saw my wife. She was by herself, like, jumping, screaming, almost crying. I was like, I'm not the one that hit the homer, so to see her like that. I got my family in Venezuela. They sent me some videos. They were watching that. They screaming, jumping. I never seen my mom jumping. She was jumping like crazy. That's something that I never gonna forget for sure.
2 balls and a strike for Jordan Walker. Reds lead 1-0. And a ground ball slowly hit toward De La Cruz, to the bag for 1 and to first. They're going to call him out. Bang, bang play at first base. Weatherhold had to hit the deck as De La Cruz low bridge to throw to first. And Walker and the Cardinals are doubled up for the moment here in the home fourth. How about that play from Ellie De La Cruz? Man, that was quite the sprint to the bag, and then a wicked toss to first.
Yeah, Ellie's a good athlete. He can do a lot of things.
How much did you practice your tosses with Jordan? I know you throw BP too, but how much did you have to practice under the home run derby conditions before you got to Philly?
We only did it one time. We did it, I think that was Friday. We have like the same format that they have over there, so he only swing like 40 times. He took his time. I think that helped us a lot too. And yeah, that we only took one practice, and like I said, he just told me like, don't worry, brother, you're doing great. So I was okay, perfect.
Now, were the special baseballs, were those harder to throw?
Yes, they were, man. They a little more like sleepy. So you gotta like make sure you got a good grip, because you couldn't lose it when you were going to throw it.
Well, KT, you were awesome, man. Congratulations. You're forever a part of Cardinals history with Jordan Walker in Philadelphia.
Appreciate it, my man. Thank you.
You got it. 1-0 Cincinnati. We head to the fifth.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
That graphic tells you all you need to know at this point. The Cardinals don't have a hit yet. And the Reds, with a 4th inning rally, have scored first. Edwin Arroyo will lead off. He's their second sacker. He's got a single tonight. Dustin May's pitched great. He's walked 1, struck out 6 so far tonight.
Yeah, you just want to see how quickly he snaps back in, right? You had mentioned it, Chip. He had lost something mechanically in that last inning, threw some more pitches, had some arm side misses. That one to change up, though. You're not as worried about that one slipping out, but how quickly does he get right back to it? May has looked far more comfortable this season from the windup, too, than he has from the stretch with runners on. The numbers have been a little bit inflated, so it's just trying to figure that out.
In the air to right, Walker retreats. He's got plenty of room. And there's your first out. That guy is a tireless worker. When you think about what the Cardinals have done this year, I think that many have underestimated the talent on this starting staff in particular. Dusty has gotten the most out of his guys, and I think by and large most of them have improved this season.
Yeah, I would agree. Dusty's a hard guy to track down on a given tape because he's always digging in somewhere, right? There's always work to be done, whether it be out in the bullpen, side work with his players, video work. Kyle Driscoll, the assistant pitching coach, I mean, these guys work hand in hand. There's so many guys that it just in general, it takes a team to be able to get the most out of their guys, but boy, they've been maximizing the talent of this group.
De La Cruz 0 for 2, took a strike. He's lined out and struck out. And that's upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Love the caps both clubs are wearing on Hall of Fame weekend. Cardinals with the navy blue STLs with the red brims. Cincinnati with gray caps and a red C. On the ground, sharply hit and past JJ. So De La Cruz is aboard. He's a threat to run. Remember, he had some hamstring problems. Let's see how frisky he feels with a 1-run lead in this 5th inning.
Well, you don't want to pull a tight hammy. 16 stolen bases over there. Might as well just stay still.
5 hits for the Reds. Here's Sal Stewart. He's 0 for 2. I think it'll be a fascinating Rookie of the Year race. Stewart has put up some gaudy offensive numbers. 21 homers, 74 RBIs. He's all of 22 years old. He's on pace, Brad, for a 118 RBI season.
Yeah, special one they put together, and they knew they had a talented young bat. I think the most impressive part to me is it's not like he's surprising anybody. Guys are game planning for him, and he's still being able to get his power numbers.
He's an all-star, the Reds' 7th all-time rookie to be named an all-star for the National League. And when you think about the great players in the history of the first professional team in our sport, that's saying something. De La Cruz, another step on that lead. May tries to freeze him, and he'll chase him back. May threw 17 pitches total in the first 2 innings. He's up to 66 of them now. Had to labor in the 4th inning, but only gave up 1 run. Another quarter step on the lead for De La Cruz at first. Hands on knees, not going. Upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Good cut. And off the end of the bat. And now the all-important 69th pitch coming up for Dustin May here.
So got some options here. That one was the sweeper, caught a little bit more of the plate than May wanted to. I think if you can start one where that one finished, end up down the way, I think it'd be good. Either get the swing and miss or get the rollover. Or I don't hate the idea, Chip, of running that sinker in on the hands there. With the stuff of May, certainly got some options. Obviously 2-2, just want to stay out of the middle.
Yeah, he is a strikeout candidate, 93 of them for Sal Stewart. 2 balls, 2 strikes. De La Cruz takes off, pitch high, crooks his throw, tails, and that might have hit De La Cruz in the back. Mason Wynn couldn't hang on either way, and De La Cruz does steal second base, his 17th of the season. Ball glove and base runner all met at the same time.
Yeah, pretty quick release. That throw just sails a little bit up the line. Not able to snag that. That guy's going to be a tough guy to get, as you mentioned, number 17 there for Elly De La Cruz. Creeping closer and closer to another 2020 year for him.
He went around. Stewart's rung up. He can't believe it. He thought that was ball 4. But on a check swing, Stewart is out number 2.
Well, he's unhappy. Going to need to take that elbow guard off either way, but he's going to be heading back to the dugout. Did appear to go on that one. That is wearing my rosy red replay glasses.
Those are also available at the Cardinals team store here at Busch Stadium.
Tell him Brad sent you.
7 strikeouts for May, 2 away from his season high. J.J. Bleday singled to start the 4th inning and scored on a Tyler Stevenson double. 2 balls and a strike for J.J. Bleday. Wynn trying to keep De La Cruz close at second. His stuff tonight is as good as we've seen in a month. Man, is that encouraging.
What tracks with what we were talking to Ollie about before the game today is just that physically he feels amazing. This is as good as he's felt at this part of the season, maybe in his career. It's just consistently piecing it all together. We're starting to see some of those things again.
Well, let's end the inning here, shall we? 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Cincinnati. The pitch. Swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 8 for May. Ellie De La Cruz is left stranded. When we return, Derek and Katrina Walker, Jordan's parents, join Jim Hayes to talk about his special night tonight at Busch Stadium.
Before the game, Jordan Walker was honored for his amazing performance at the Home Run Derby. I'm with his parents now. They were with him on the field. It's Derek and Katrina. Derek, I want to ask you first, how much fun are you guys having with all of it?
Oh, man, come on, man. It's been a blast. Everywhere we go, people recognize the feet, and they recognize us. I'm like, why? But, no, it's been a lot of fun. We enjoyed it on the field at night, and it just seems to be a constant party all week long that has just continued. But it's been great.
It's been great to watch. Yeah. Katrina, I don't know about you, but we're watching the Home Run Derby, and he shocked the world by winning it, right? But we were a wreck watching it. Mom, how were you watching his performance, especially in that last round of the Derby?
I mean, I just had to take it ball by ball, right? I couldn't get too far ahead. Like, every one mattered, and I just concentrated on, hoping that it went over and was a home run. So it was, I just tried to keep it simple.
One of the great things about Jordan, I think, that fans draw to, right, is he's overcome a lot of obstacles to come all the way back and post this monster season. Where does that come from with him?
Well, obviously it's internal perseverance that he has built over time from, trials and tribulations, quite frankly. So if you talk to Jordan, even when things weren't going great, he always felt like he could do it. He knew internally he had the capability and all. His point was that it just wasn't showing. So he just kept that mental confidence to make it happen, right? And I think that the Home Run Derby was just a microcosm of all of that, right? It just showed it, right? To be able to walk through the storm, in this case, the booing Philly fans in that case, to just calm his mind and go up and focus on what he needed to do was an example of what his last 2 years was like in his own mind.
Herrera hit by a pitch. He's been there before. But he owned Philadelphia, Jordan did. When he was going through the struggles, Mom, did you talk to him about it? Was he leaning on you guys?
I mean, Jordan really he strives to be self-sufficient, right? He's like, I'm grown up, and so he knew that we were always there for him. And when he needed to reach out and have additional support, he knew when to do it. But he, really took pride in being able to like manage and just stay focused and be, like, have the reserves within himself.
Last thing, you talk about support. How about the support of your son from Cardinal Nation?
Oh, man, the Cardinal Nation has been fantastic. And Cardinal Nation really is a nation. All over the U.S., there are Cardinals fans in every state. We walk down the airport, you see them. At away stadiums, you see Cardinals fans and all. It has been fantastic. We feel like he couldn't have done this with a better franchise. And the love and outpouring for this event, this record, and everything else has been fantastic.
He's one of the best stories in baseball. You guys have a lot to be proud of. Thanks for the chat.
Absolutely. We're very happy.
Chip, how about that?
How about that indeed? He's a great kid, great family, and Jordan Walker, his life's changed forever in the best of possible ways.
Yeah, just it was so special. It still is. Just see him with his family, the smiles on their face. We talk about it all the time when these guys get here. It's not a solo mission. There's a lot of people that are in on it.
Fly ball to left. That's going to chase Bleday to the corner. Herrera's going to tag, and he's going to move up 90 feet. So a productive out for the Cardinals, who don't yet have a hit, but the tying run 90 feet away. A hit batsman, a stolen base. Herrera, first time he was hit in 16 games, but man, that one hurt.
Yeah, it has been a painful trek around the bases. First gets drilled there, and then Ellie De La Cruz comes in with a tag right in the face and catches him. But the 6th stolen base by Herrera. He finds himself at third, maybe a little wild pitch away from tying this ball game up. Look at that. You can see the seams on the back of his arm already. Wasn't wearing that elbow guard. So that old thing, no big deal. Gosh, that got big quick.
Mason Wynn quickly down 2 strikes. He's the key man in the inning. Mason 9 for his last 22 at the plate with runners in scoring position. A fly ball with depth here could tie the game. He leads the Cardinals in sacrifice flies. Lauder's been keeping the ball away all night. Can Mason make the adjustment here with a 1-2 count? Infield in, the pitch. On the ground, De La Cruz has that. And Herrera anchored at third now with 2 outs. It's up to Nathan Church. All the advances in medical technology, sometimes you turn back the clock and you go back to see the ancient practice of cupping. See those
yeah, the heated little glass or whatever. Yes,
help with circulation and recovery.
Have you ever done that?
I have not, but I've seen the guys walking around the locker room.
Yeah, it looked like they got attacked by octopus.
Correct. Well, that's exactly what that welt looks like for Herrera.
I don't think it felt like that. It's more of a healing process. That one, yeah, that is a big old welt that he's got on the back of the arm. I'm sure certainly something they'll work on too. Try to reduce some of that swelling throughout the game. Something you're going to keep an eye on. Does that tense up on him?
They're daring Nathan Church to hit the ball the other way on the ground here. Suarez even at third. 2 balls, no strikes. Lauder hasn't thrown many changeups. That was a good one. Remember, this kid gave up 8 runs in 2 1/3 innings in Colorado. He has a no-hit bid in St. Louis and a 1-run lead in the 5th tonight. If you lose Church, you've got Blaze Jordan and the righty-righty matchup here. So Nathan, make sure it's a strike if you choose to swing. Herrera still shaking it off at third base. The pitch. It wasn't a strike, in ball 4. The inning continues. Blaze is up. He had a terrific at bat. He saw 10 pitches, Brad, before grounding out in the Cardinals' third.
Well, you dig the patience. That's going to be a big part of it. And then you could totally see after that, obviously Lauder not trying to walk anybody in that spot, but he's going to try to get ahead. I'd be ready to pull the trigger on a fastball up early.
10 of Jordan's 18 RBIs have been with 2 outs. He'd love to add to that. Keep waiting for someone below us to scream it louder that he's got a no-hitter.
I think it's getting close to that part of the game where somebody's going to recognize it. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be this batter or not, but you know, these Cardinal fans don't miss anything. Chip, I don't know if you heard it, but somebody directly below us. I mean, you want to talk about reading your mind right there.
Yeah, I think it's a guy that was eating nachos an inning ago.
Oh, there is no question. Sounded like a guy that was crushing some nachos earlier.
1-2 pitch. Swing, fly ball, one up left center. It's going to work. It's going to go to the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes another runner, Church. He will score. The spell is broken, and the Cardinals take the lead. Well, Busch Stadium on its feet right now.
Blaze Jordan, Chevy pitch track. This one's the breaking ball. It's the slider from Lauder. Stayed back, hammered in the gap, and stays in the ballpark, allowing a pair to come in. The Cardinals flip the lead. They're rowing the boat. Big swing of the bat right there by the rookie.
Their first hit brings home 2 runs. Now Busch Stadium has come to life. 2-1 St. Louis, and a roller to second, and that will retire the side. A hit batsman, a walk, and a bases clearing double by Blaze Jordan, who's up to 20 ribbies. After 5, St. Louis has the lead. Well, what's the secret sauce for Dustin May's 5 innings tonight?
Well, so far it's been getting ahead and then being able to finish off the opposition with the entire arsenal. 8 strikeouts, 6 different offerings at your StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. He's using it all. So, look, you can have success in this league, especially out of a bullpen when you're a 2-pitch guy and if those pitches are dominant, but you're going to have a far better chance if you can lean on an entire arsenal. Guys can't sit on pitches. That's what he's been able to do in this game.
8 strikeouts for May, 1 shy of his season high. He got Suarez last time. Eugenio is 0 for 2 in the game. So let's see how May fares with the lead. Action has begun in the Cincinnati bullpen. Caleb Ferguson starts to play catch. The Reds pen since the All-Star break a 6.63 ERA. It may come back from a 3-0 count. Suarez doesn't walk much. He's struck out 102 times, only 24 walks on the season. Hammered into left center, and on a green light, Suarez singles. The Reds have a leadoff hitter aboard for the 3rd time in the last 4 innings. And Nathaniel Lowe is coming up. He is 0 for 2. Twelve homers for Lowe. He's in some ways like J.J. Weatherholt, sees a lot of pitches when he's right. In fact, he sees the 4th most pitches per plate appearance in the National League this year. Hasn't seen a ton tonight, and jumps on the first one here in back-to-back singles as Reds runners at 1st and 2nd. Well, let's see how Terry Francona plays it now. Bottom part of his lineup card coming up. Spencer Steer, 1 for his last 16, has struck out and walked. Will he think about a bunt?
Well, Nathaniel Lowe was thinking about something up in the zone, and he got it. He got that change up there from May. Able to keep those hands back. A nice job. We'll see. Fundamental baseball, right? That's going to be the biggest key. This team has not been, the Reds have not been a manufacturing ball club. They're athletic, but they've been leaning on the home run.
Only 13 sacrifices for the Reds team. None here. Popped up first pitch over near the Cardinals dugout. That one though won't curl back. Steer does not have a sacrifice bunt. TJ Friedel is their team leader. He's not in the lineup. He has laid down 5 sacrifice bunts. Reds tonight are 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. 2 on, nobody out. Showed bunt there. It's popped up. May's got it. 1 man down.
Chip, what can you say?
I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Right there in the middle. That's where they put the best athlete on the field. Pounces off the mound like a cat. The bunt attempt, there's a reason he doesn't have one. That's why. Pops it up. And May able to go attack it.
So you've got the catcher up. Double play is in order. Tyler Stevenson, though, is 2 for 2 tonight and has hit into just 4 double plays this year. And May pumps over a quick strike. You called it early. If Dustin can get ahead, he's going to give himself a great chance. I think he's been as good in that area tonight as he's been all season.
But again, it's being unpredictable as well. It's not like he's just pouring in four-seam fastball strike one every time. He's used all of his pitches.
And still has plenty left in the tank. That one 97 and chest high. 0-2. Stevenson in the top 10 homer list all time as a Reds catcher. He's hit 71 of them in his career. How long will he remain a Red? And that one hurts, literally and figuratively. A breaking ball hits Stevenson on an 0-2 count, and that loads the bases.
Well, 0-2, this is one where May's trying to make it nasty, trying to make it break. It just slips right out of his hands. That's one you want back. That's tough.
Well, the double play is still in order, but the degree of difficulty a lot higher. Suarez at third, Lowe at second, Stevenson at first, and Dane Myers the batter. First pitch popped up. Infield fly. 2 outs.
Tied him up. Sinker in off the plate. Dane Myers was aggressive early, and you don't mind being aggressive in the strike zone, but that super sinker got him to pop up in the infield, and the Cardinals 1 out closer to sneaking away with this one.
Watch out for Arroyo. He singled early in the count in the 3rd inning. Everybody backs up. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Ball 1. Ryan Stanek is up in the Cardinals bullpen. Got another right-hander playing catch out there too. Can't tell who it is quite yet. Everything you got here, Dustin May, in the 6th inning. And Arroyo was a little late. Luis Gastelum is now joining Stanek. Caleb Ferguson, the lefty, may be next for the Reds. Cardinals will have their first 3 hitters coming up in the home 6th. High fly ball left center. Park's going to hold that. Who wants it? It's Church. May with a heck of a job. Gets out of a bases loaded jam. He's through 6. He's got a 1-run lead here at home on a beautiful Friday night.
St. Charles County.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, Stan Musial would be proud of Blaze Jordan's big 2-out hit. That put the Cardinals in front 2-1. Now the top of the order looks to extend the lead against left-hander Caleb Ferguson, the first man to answer a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Caleb Ferguson here, 22nd game of the season. Struggled a bit as of late. He's given up a run in 3 straight ball games, multiple runs in the last 2, and a pair of homers in his last 2 outings.
This was the big problem the Reds had almost, they said, overnight. Early in the season, they got out to a great start. They were in first place in the division. And from one game to the next, it's been a struggle for Terry Francona to find anybody in any role to settle things down in the late innings this year.
Well, this is maddening, right? If you are a manager and you're trying to put together the best combination out there, obviously you're trying to mix and match as well as you can, but that has been a big issue. And oftentimes when you see an inflated ERA like that, the first thing that I think about, especially with the bullpens, is it free passes? Is it too many walks? And yes is the answer. It's way too many walks. The worst walk rate in the National League, 29th in all of baseball.
On April 30th, the Cincinnati Reds were 20-11 and in first place. The Reds have gone 27-43 since. Full count for JJ. And he takes ball 4, and on cue, it's a leadoff walk in a one-run game. So a good start for the Cardinals. And we ask you to bid on your chance to meet our great manager, Oliver Marmol, and support kids in the community. Join Ollie on the field for a pregame Q&Q and present the lineup card before the game. Bid now at cardinals.com/caring-for-kids. More action in the Reds bullpen. They've got Ferguson for these first 3 hitters for St. Louis. Then you've got Nootbaar and a whole bevy of righties. Jordan Walker has struck out and hit into a double play. Popped up. Stewart gives chase. And room on the warning track for the first out. Here's Burley. He struck out in the first and struck out in the 4th. Brett Lauder, 5 innings, 2 runs, 1 hit. He struck out 4, walked 1, and a very important hit batsman. That was against Ivan Herrera, who got plunked for the first time in 16 games.
25 of them, though, on the season. That's remarkable.
Again, I keep telling Major League Baseball it's a wonderful marketing opportunity. The hit by pitch leader should have an endorsement from Target.
I don't hate that. That's pretty good. There should be something.
That's rare.
No, you're right. Good call.
Thanks a lot. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, you are on the mark with that one. I'm digging that.
I saw what you did.
Yep.
That was good.
I don't think that's one that everybody is trying to win every single year. But look, you're not afraid to hang in there.
2-0 count. And for Herrera in particular, he spends a lot of time as your designated hitter. But think of the punishment he takes when he is a position player behind the plate. He doesn't need any more of those shots off the body. That one already raised a welt. And I think he does have the protective armor on the left elbow this time, and understandably so.
It was odd to see him not wearing that in that situation. Certainly going to be able to cover that thing up now, but he has been the poster boy for hit by pitch this season. When you think about that, when you're thinking about guys that just had a tendency to get hit by a pitch, is there somebody specifically that comes to mind for you?
Well, old-time players. Don Baylor was one.
Don Baylor's a huge one.
And then Craig Biggio.
Craig Biggio was the one that came to mind for me, because that dude would stand there right on the bottom, like right on the line, and was not moving. So if you tried to go inside there, you better make your pitch, or he would wear it and end up in scoring position at some point, just like J.J. Weatherholt now after that pass ball.
Another man that was hit by pitches a lot, someone we lost in recent days, a native St. Louis, and Ron Hunt, who I think was hit 50 times one year with the Expos. Ron had a terrific major league career and was beloved by so many in our community, and he will definitely be missed. As Burleson now a man in scoring position with 1 out, and rolls over foul. We're starting to see better outcomes, and I think better swings for Alec. I'm not here to say he feels comfortable lefty versus lefty, but his at-bats are a lot more competitive in recent weeks.
Yeah, they are, and as we've talked about a lot with Alec Burleson, when you're putting up the overall numbers that he's doing, you're not going to overhaul your swing a ton. You're not going to just tweak a bunch of things, but sometimes maybe simplifying a few things. I think his hands are getting to the baseball a little faster left on left.
And we'll get a runner to third. As Arroyo with the peg to first, 2 outs. Ivan Herrera is next, but first a quick word from our friends at Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Won't know till after the game. Maybe Herrera just forgot to wear it last time up. That's a possibility. And Terry Francona has seen enough of Ferguson. He faces his required 3 batters. Tito will go to his bullpen. Righty-righty with Herrera coming up. The Cardinals look to add to a 1-run lead. Well, we're kicking off a great weekend of baseball in St. Louis. Partner, here's your Budweiser. What's on tap?
Well, the flamethrower, Hunter Green on the mound for the Reds. Andre Palante for the Redbirds. Defense be ready. Ground balls galore for Palante. Hopefully we're talking about an opportunity to win a series if the Cardinals are able to lock this one down.
There's your pitching matchup. Here's your new hurler for the Reds, right-hander Julian Garcia. 31 years young and pitching in the big leagues for the first time. He made his debut on June 23rd.
Well, he's been racking up some strikeouts during that time. 9 strikeouts per 9, or a strikeout per 9 innings. And that's been one of the biggest pitches he's leaned on, is that sweeper for him. You always root for the guys, maybe not in spots like this, that take a while to make that major league debut.
And they're asking Garcia to move the rosin bag back to the backside of the mound. And now it's behind the Raboski, as we like to call it. The pitch. Foul back. Garcia, originally a 10th round pick of the Phillies 10 years ago. He didn't play in 2023, then went to the Kansas City Monarchs in the American Association of Pro Baseball for 2 years, then signed a minor league deal with the Reds, and here he is. He's out of Fort Collins, Colorado.
Fort Collins where?
Colorado. Did I say that wrong?
I don't know. I'm a Colorado guy.
Oh, that's right. We had that discussion.
Yeah.
And strike 3, no matter how you say that, ends the St. Louis 6th inning. Weatherholt left stranded. 2-1 your score. We head to the fateful 7th at Busch Stadium.
Get paid out early with Bet365.
Sunday, August 9th, every Sunday at Busch Stadium is for the kids. The Rockies will be in town on August 9. Kids 12 and under take home a Fredbird plush thanks to Build-A-Bear Workshop. All the details at cardinals.com/promotions.
That little dude right there needed one of those Fredbird plushes. George Soriano, Chevy called to the bullpen. 47th game for him. George needs a clean frame right here and hopefully a quick one. Get right back to work. How good has Soriano been? It's a guy that's really just, we've seen this season, build more and more into the higher leverage roles and has really become one of the more trusted guys down to the back end of the bullpen.
1 ball, no strikes. And a liner to second. That's how the day began for De La Cruz. A liner to short, now a liner to JJ, and Soriano quickly has a very important first out.
Quit trying to hit it so hard.
Well, you're right about Soriano. Not only leverage, but now with Jojo Romero out for a while with his appendicitis, you love George's ability to get both righties and lefties out. We have one left-hander in our bullpen. That's Justin Brule.
Yeah, you have to have guys that have some of those reverse splits, that have an answer for the other side, and the changeup for him is one of those good answers. Obviously, his fastball plays well to the lefties also. And then they have another righty in Luis Gastelum who has got the devastating changeup also, good against right and left.
That'll drop in front of Nootbaar. Sal Stewart has his first hit of the game and represents the tying run in front of J.J. Bleday. So let's check out the lefty-righty splits for Soriano.
Well, pretty good right there, huh? How about a 480 opponent OPS for Soriano against the lefties? And oftentimes that is that changeup out of the hand. It looks like it's going to be a heater, and then it disappears.
Oh, tough attempt by the attendant down the right field line. That was a wicked bounce. Good effort. And strike one for Blade.
Well, all you can hope for the attendant down the right field line. Another opportunity, right? One another ball hit that direction. Maybe that can be strike two, and then Soriano can finish him off.
Fair enough. Blaze even with the grass as this one down the line again, and it is foul and out of reach. 0-2.
Kind of thought our guy was going to rob it down the line.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Well, even with that misplay, he's having a better day than the dude in Phoenix. Missed 3 of them.
3?
Yeah, 2 in 1 inning.
Have a day. Ball will find you. They always
Yeah.
say that, right?
Yeah.
He was probably doing the old Adam Sandler. Please don't hit it to me. No better, no better.
There's the changeup. The equalizer takes care of Blade. And Cincinnati has had 9 batters strike out so far in the game.
Well, just perfectly located. Down, away, on the corner. Totally sold with the arm action for Soriano.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez is next. He's singled in the 6th. Boy, Dustin May was really, really good tonight. Aggressive, attacked, struck out 4 batters out of the first 8 that he saw. Finished with 8 strikeouts, 6 innings, just 1 run.
Yeah, what you liked seeing in that one, too, is the ability to make some adjustments and get back to where he needed to. He had a little bit longer inning that 4th as this one's popped to left.
That is trouble. And that one long gone out onto the concourse. Eugenio Suarez has just flipped the script. It's 3-2 Cincinnati. That puts him 10th all time in Reds home run annals. A big shot. 3-2 your score.
That is a tape measure blast out onto the concourse. 435 feet. Got himself a breaker. Didn't miss it.
Well, we told you the Reds have been blasting away. That's their 33rd homer this month. And now we have to come back against their bullpen with 9 outs left. That's first one I remember this year to the concourse. A no-doubter from Suarez, who has been a Cardinals killer. Get him out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, not shocking to see him on that list. That's for sure. We have seen plenty of him. And to your point of seeing baseballs land up there, last I remember that was Jordan Walker readying for the Derby. That's where he was putting some baseballs.
So 5 homers in the last 8 games for Suarez. Nathaniel Lowe, 1 for 3, is next. Cincinnati's out hit us 9-1 tonight. So now the attention will turn to the Cardinals offense, which has really scuffled. We scored 4 runs in 3 games in Anaheim. Game was a little closer yesterday with a 9th inning flourish against Arizona in the makeup game. This one served over short with 2 strikes. And Lowe has a multi-hit game. And Brant Brown said his goal for the Cardinals offense be hit collectors. Well, nobody's been able to. At least not so far tonight. Cincinnati has 1, 2, 3 batters with multi-hit games. We have 1 as a team.
Yeah, they're collecting them, and the goal for the Cardinals pitching staff right now, limit the damage, right? That was a big swing of the bat there by Eugenio Suarez, the 2-run shot. Now leave it here, give the offense a chance to collect some of those hits late.
When we finish with the stretch, Nootbaar, Wynn, and Church will be your batters. And Cincinnati's bullpen has been battered and bruised too. On the ground left side, Blaze has it. He'll go the short way, and that will retire the side. Eugenio Suarez hit one to Alton, Illinois, and that gives Tito Francona's Reds a lead at the 7th inning stretch. Head down to Busch Stadium Saturday, August 8th, when the Rockies are in town. That night, fans take home an all-over print Cardinals polo. That's courtesy of Bear. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions. It is 3-2 now, Cincinnati. Eugenio Suarez hit a long home run. Now Brock Burke answers. A Chevy called to the bullpen with two of the next three Cardinals hitters batting from the left side.
Well, for all the struggles that the Reds bullpen has had, Brock Burke has not been a part of it, putting together a nice season, been leaned on heavily. This is 52nd game.
Need a base runner to put a little pressure on these guys. Let's see what Nootbaar can do. He's flied to left twice as he kicks off our Honda home run inning. If the Redbirds can go deep, your Gateway Honda dealers make a $1,000 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Wait them out. See if they'll burn themselves with the base on balls. Caleb Ferguson issued a leadoff walk. The Cardinals couldn't cash that in. Roller to the right side. And the flip to the pitcher covering. And there's your first out. It's really remarkable, Brad, in my estimation, and every team goes through these slides. You face good pitching, you're going to struggle to score. But the Cardinals have been in so many of these games of late with so little offensive firepower. Here we are down a run. We got one hit in the game late.
Yeah, and it's a couple of things. One, it's a testament to the Cardinals pitching staff actually keeping them tight and keeping them in some of these ball games. And then the fact that when they have gotten some hits, they've been able to capitalize. The big hit today for the Cardinals was Blaze Jordan, big double in the gap that brings in a pair, trying to figure out a way to keep it close. It was fun early, right? Offense was able to string together a bunch of hits. Now trying to figure out where that next one's going to come from.
To shallow center, Mason Wynn trying to comb that one low in the strike zone. Couldn't connect solidly. 2 outs. Nathan Church was scheduled, but it looks like he'll be called back. It's going to be Nelson Velasquez. Velasquez was red hot early against lefties. He has cooled off. And Cincinnati wants to strategize as to how to attack Nelson here. He's 0 for his last 13. Let's see if he changes that after a quick word from BJC Healthcare. So it's Velasquez versus Burke. The man that has the lone Cardinal hit is on deck. That's Blaze Jordan.
You can see why Burke has been so effective. He is long, lanky, funky arm action, hides the ball really well. Very good extension there. The fastball slider combo for him that time turns over the changeup against the right-handed Velasquez.
52 outings, more than any other pitcher in the National League.
He has been working. Came over from the Angels, traded over in January.
One ball, one strike. I was going to say maybe he didn't throw hard enough to pitch for the Angels staff. That's not the case after that 97-mile-an-hour heater.
They had some arms over there,
Sure did.
Trotting them out.
Burke, one of 29 different Reds pitchers this year, and that takes care of that. 3 up, 3 down. Burke takes care of Velasquez, and we head to the 8th inning with Cincinnati up a run.
All right, welcome back. Top 8. Right now, the Reds have the lead over the Cardinals 3-2. We'll have a post-game show presented by CarShield after the last out tonight. BT will be back here with me, and hopefully it's a Cards winner. We know that Dustin May got back on track tonight. Blaze Jordan with the big blast, but we'll see if the Cardinals can have another cardiac comeback. Chip, what do you think?
Would be nice, Danny. It'll be imperative for Ryan Stanek to keep it a 1-run game. He's the second Cardinals reliever to answer. The Chevy call to the bullpen. Dustin May started. George Soriano the 7th. Now the lower third for the Reds as Ryan is in his 45th Cardinals game. Tyler Stevenson has reached base 3 times. He's singled, he's doubled, he has an RBI, and he's been hit by a pitch. Right off the end of the bat, and Stevenson has a 1-2 count. TJ Antone is up in the Reds bullpen. Cincinnati's going to play matchup over these final 2 innings. They are protecting a 3-2 lead. They've out-hit the Cardinals 10-1. And Stanek takes care of Stevenson. Good start to his 8th inning. 1 man down.
Well, this game, I realize it is very late. This thing is totally up in the air with the bullpen that the Reds have had, and obviously the Cardinals bullpen has been volatile at times as well. But love a quick inning right here from Stanek and get right back into that back end of the bullpen.
Reason TJ Antone is up. He's allowed 3 earned runs in his last 24 games. So not easy for the Cardinals, but the old proverbial bloop and a blast could turn it around just like Suarez did. And that hit him. Dane Myers said it did. And the call at the plate, Myers hit by a pitch. Wonder if Ollie's going to challenge this. He pointed immediately to home plate umpire Mike Muchlinski. Did it get Myers on the way by?
Feels like a foul ball right there. Look, if that hit him in the forearm right there, he's going to have a little bit different reaction.
The hit by pitch call on the field.
And in fairness to the umpire, he's going to hear it before he sees it. He heard the
correction.
tick.
St. Louis is challenging the catcher's interference.
They're saying catcher's interference.
Let's take a look at it again. I'm sure we'll get a chance to see this angle. So it was called catcher's interference. That is definitely a foul ball.
Yeah.
And not even close to catcher's interference.
So I'm guessing catcher's interference was the call. That's what the umpire heard. And the definitive angle was the one we just showed you. Crooks' glove was nowhere near. And that pitched ball was off the bat. Should be a strike. Let's watch and listen again. Crooks is shaking his head no, and Myers is making his way back to the plate, and I think honesty will compel him to grab the bat here. That ball was caught awkwardly. It had the click sound of the bat, so there was a lot for the umpire to process there, but catcher's interference was not the correct call.
No, when you listen to that full speed, there definitely was an odd sound to it, so you can see why maybe that happened, and this is one of the reasons replay is there. A situation like this late in the game, need to be able to get this one right.
Ron Culpa and Alan Porter are the replay officials in New York. Looks like the verdict is almost in. Stanek will continue to take his warm-up tosses. Sometimes other games are in queue, which pauses the replay here.
After review, the call's overturned. It was a foul tip. The count is 0-2. St. Louis will retain its challenge.
So the Cardinals challenged correctly there. There was some confusion as to what the call was, but St. Louis challenged the catcher's interference call and retained their challenge the rest of the way, and it's an 0-2 count on Dane Myers, who's 0 for 3. Myers was injured this season, as were so many of his Reds teammates. A shoulder problem sidelined him. And had a good rip at a split finger pitch to stay alive. 0-2. Back our way and off to the right. That almost took out Benji Molina and Polo Asensio.
Yeah, Benji again sliding over to block that thing. He was ready to knock it down. Textbook, no one knee down for him. Always ready.
There they are. Polo's got the window shut.
That's
for protection. Foul away. And still 0-2. Eight, 9, and 1 on the Cardinals lineup card when we hit in the 8th inning. Cincinnati has a 3-2 lead. Swing and a miss. There's a good splitter. Stanek got 2 strikes and disposes of Dane Myers. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Well, what makes this thing so good is the fact that it starts in the middle. This looks like it's going to be a strike. A fastball out of the hand ends up just under. Get a chance to see the grip, the action, and then Dane Myers just out in front of it.
Arroyo is 1 for 3. He's the Reds' second baseman. Did you ever think about or tinker with a split finger?
I did, actually, for the longest time. Like, I had a tough time coming up with a grip that worked for the changeup, something that was consistent for me. And I started tinkering on the side, playing catch with a split. Unfortunately for me, it was just too inconsistent. It would cut for me at times instead of having the split action, which my catch partner never enjoyed. Jason Isringhausen, is he would play. He actually, I think he was the one that told me I'm done throwing the split finger. Actually, he's like, that's enough. Like, you keep telling me split and it's going to split and you're throwing a cutter. Stop it. Kind of like that. Little slider. You tell me it's going to go one way, it goes the other way.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a pitcher, it's kind of important to know where the ball's going to go.
It's fine. Well, you know, here's the thought I have. If you think it's going to go one way and it goes a different way, the hitter's got to be thinking it too. So maybe there is something too. That whole gyro slider, the backup slider, that thing's pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, Tom Glavine always said it's the greatest pitch in baseball. If you could master it, you'd never lose.
It's true. Because it's so hard to pull the trigger on. You're looking at that pitch. If you're right on right slider and that thing is just it's spinning on the inner half and never goes the way it's supposed to go, that's hard.
Burleson feeds Stanek, and that sends us to the home 8th, down 1.
Area.
The Redbirds have 1 hit. Here's the man that provided it and earns him our BGC Healthcare Difference Maker honors.
Louder have been dotting everything, and this slider down and away. Blaze Jordan stays on it, fires it into the gap, and gave the Cardinals at the time a 2-1 lead. Unfortunately, that's kind of has been all of the offense to this point. Maybe they can get something going here against TJ Antone. TJ's in his 31st game of the season. Another guy that tends to get ahead pretty well. Gets ahead right there with that sweeper.
Pretty amazing story. You mentioned Jason Isringhausen. Antone Isringhausen and Johnny Venters. 3 players in baseball history to continue to pitch after 3 Tommy John surgeries.
Yeah, you want to talk, first of all, just the physical ability to do that, but then the mental toughness to rehab 3 Tommy Johns, taking at least a year each time, and to be able to make it back in one of the most competitive businesses that there is. Very impressive. Izzy probably doesn't even know how many surgeries he's had overall, but I know this, one of the toughest guys that I've ever had a chance to play with, one of the best teammates, and one of those reminders that, man, you can push through anything.
Breaking ball popped up toward first. Stewart is underneath, and Blaze Jordan's retired. 1 man down. Yeah, May 6, 2026. Antone back in the big leagues for the first time in 2 years. And a 1-2-3 eighth inning against the Cubs. You know, that had to be emotional for the former TCU Horned Frog. Originally a Mets draft pick 14 years ago and still following the big league dream. Jimmy Crooks tried to tie it with one swing, came up empty on a cutter. It's 0-1 to the Cardinal catcher, who's lined out and grounded out. Need some late inning thunder for the Cardinals.
I know in a ball game like this, when you only have that one swing of the bat, the double by Jordan, you feel like, it's never going to come. It's a one-run game. Like, it's crazy how fast this can happen.
Yeah, that's the way it worked out in the 7th inning with 2 outs. George Soriano on with a man aboard and Suarez up, and you know about Suarez's power, but the swing and miss option 2. He got a cookie and hit it 435 feet to the concourse. Boom, blink of an eye. Cincinnati had the lead. So with 2 strikes, Crooks some work to do here. And rolled foul behind Stubby Clapp.
All right, the tarps off crew has grown quite a bit since the beginning of this ball game. They're looking for something late to get excited about.
The last time the Cardinals were 1 hit was 3 years ago. September 10th against the Reds in Cincinnati. Think about that. First the 1-2 pitch. Lined into right center. That takes care of the one-hitter. And Crooks is going to have a 2-bagger. So as you said, Brad, it can happen quickly. Top of the order coming up. Tying run in scoring position. It's there for the taking.
Well, center cutter right here. We'll take a look at the hands of Jimmy Crook. Wanted this thing away, ended up middle away, and Jimmy was ready for it.
So his 3rd double. Crooks will be taken down for a pinch runner. Jose Fermin will stand at 2nd. And JJ is your batter. He's walked twice and he's grounded out once. 1 on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Sweeper. JJ looking for hit number 100 on the season. Ellie De La Cruz knows how important that run at 2nd is. Look how close he is to the bag at 2nd. Another one. Would he dare triple up? JJ will take his timeout. He did, and Weatherholt could not resist. 3 pitches, retires the Cardinals leadoff man. And now it's up to Jordan Walker with 2 outs.
Well, went right back to the well, and why wouldn't you when you see the reaction? The reaction, though, of Cardinal Nation. Excitement here with Jordan Walker, your Derby winner. Family ready for another big moment.
Jordan's dad, Derek, on the left on your screen. The pitch. Didn't mean to. That cost him a strike. Walker 26 2-out RBIs this year. He's 5th in the league in hits with 112 of them. Oh, for another single here. He's got room between the first baseman and the second baseman. Pitch. Off the end of the bat, little flare hit towards center. That ball is going to be caught by Arroyo, and that will retire the side. St. Louis can't cash in a Crooks double. To the ninth we go. The Reds cling to a 1-run lead.
.com.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Lincoln Financial. Make your pastimes last a lifetime. And by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. It is 3-2 Cincinnati. Here's our Bet365 betting odds update. The run line, the number that matters. Cincinnati has the top of their order coming up, protecting a 3-2 lead. And Elly De La Cruz versus Luis Gastelum. And popped up out of play. No balls and a strike. He is the third Cardinal, Brad, to answer our Chevy call to the pen.
Well, how about the rookie, man? He's found himself very quickly here in his 7th game in the big leagues. Just the role has expanded. You mentioned it with Jojo Romero, his injury. Somebody was going to have to be able to step up later in games. A 1-run game here in the 9th at home. It's a good spot for the rookie.
Of course, his big pitch is the changeup. How can he set up that changeup, Brad, in the early days of his career, knowing opposing hitters are looking and sitting on that?
You know what? Sometimes a pitch is good enough where you don't even have to set it up. Now, certainly you're always going to have to be able to utilize your fastball. I think one of the bigger keys for anybody that uses their changeup a lot to the lefties is to be able to run a fastball in, especially up and in, to be able to command that portion. But when he's on, he is selling that thing. You see Gasty asking for a new baseball. A couple of that have just fallen off arm side. When that thing's right, it is dropping straight down out of the hand.
Don't want to put De La Cruz on, not with his speed. He's got a single and a steal tonight. But that's our fate in a 1-run game. It's a 5-pitch walk. So Gastelum in immediate trouble with Stewart coming up. A single and a run scored. That came ahead of the Suarez 7th inning homer for Sal. Pedro Pajes has checked in behind the plate. He's as good as it gets catching it and throwing it. Let's see how adventurous the Reds get in the 9th. He started then stopped. The threat of De La Cruz's speed might take you away from that changeup. We'll see how it plays out.
That's a good point. You got to be quicker to the plate. You want to make sure you're giving Pedro a chance.
Not going. And a strike. Big Cardinals fans, Ryan and Brandy Moody from Batesville, Arkansas, hoping for a comeback in the 9th inning tonight. Their kids, Adeline, Lila, and June Moody, gave us some very nice handwritten cards before the game. Lila Moody, by the way, has a big crush on J.J. Weatherholt.
Is that right?
She's 14, almost 15.
Okay.
Pitch a ball, the throw to second, a strike, and not in time. That was a tough pitch to handle and a heck of a job by Pajes to make it that close.
See this one again. Breaking ball away. As fast of a release, man. That is bang, bang. That throw was on the money.
So Stewart now with nobody out. An insurance run at second for Cincy. Got a base open if you want to play for the double play. And that one all the way to the backstop. Somehow Stewart got out of the way of that pitch. A very wild toss from Gastelum puts De La Cruz at third now with nobody out.
Yeah, it looked like another one right there that Gasty was just trying to get extra nasty on and flies out of his hand. Few arm side misses. I have no idea how Stewart eluded that.
So the infield has to come in for the Cardinals. Need some atom balls or a strikeout. Line drive to left. It's 4-2. Walk, stolen base, wild pitch, and Stewart, a 2-hit night, has his 75th RBI.
Well, for Gasty, the changeup that is generally his equalizer gets left up middle in here to Stewart. He saw it up out of the hand. Didn't even necessarily hit it hard, jammed him a bit, but the fact that that pitch was elevated to allow him to hit it into left and drive in another run.
So it's 4-2. And De La Cruz with the scouting report for Suarez. That's my point about Castelo. Little tapper off his glove. JJ handles the redirection. Runner at second, one out. I've said it several times before. So many pitchers will throw a pitch you know is coming and they can't connect. That's how good the pitch is. The transition from AAA, where that phantasma of a changeup fools AAA hitters. Well, up here, need something else to help set it up.
Well, and it also just comes down to you better locate it, right?
Yeah.
If you miss, these guys will make you pay for it. That was a miss, and Steer made him pay. I'm sorry, Stewart.
Suarez, 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. A 2-run homer flipped the script. Tonight, it's the Cardinals bullpen that has had some trouble. St. Louis, since the All-Star break, 3 blown saves. And their ERA as a group over 6. That's one of the storylines. The other, St. Louis, 2 runs and just 2 hits. Nathaniel Lowe waits next when we get to the bottom of the 9th inning. Part of the order's up for the Cardinals. Burleson and Herrera will get it started. No swing. 3-1. So this man in the batter's box provided our Budweiser play of the game tonight.
He got a Soriano slider, a tape measure shot out onto the concourse here at Busch Stadium. That was a big drive at the time. It was a 3-2 lead, now 4-2. Gasty trying to keep it right there, give his offense a chance.
But instead, it's ball 4 that sets up the double play. Gastelum has faced 4 batters. 3 have reached, and now Lowe is up, and he's a left-hand hitter with some thump. So Suarez will touch the bag at first, and it looks like Cincinnati will have a pinch runner. Brian Hayes, remember him? He's going to take over, and he'll stay in the game. You figure defensively, he's one of the best in the business at the hot corner. Suarez did his job at the plate, reaching 3 times. That's in for a strike. That'll help. It's 0-2. Low 2 singles. Most of the damage coming after the 5th inning. On the ground to first. Burley's got that. There's one. And the return is going to be in time. Gastelum gets a much needed double play. Let's see if the Reds challenge this. They do, however, add an insurance run. And the Cardinals, heart of the order, tries to tie it up in the bottom of the 9th.
moving with the Midwest.
Well, we need 2 more runs to get it tied. The Cardinals have a total of 2 hits in the game. And in the bottom of the 9th inning, hopefully a couple of Redbirds will get to third base against Emilio Pagan. It has been a 5 reliever night for Terry Francona. Pagan, the last to answer the Chevy call to the pen.
Well, you see the numbers. Look, it hasn't been smooth sailing all season for Emilio Pagan. Certainly, Terry Francona knows the volatility of this bullpen. Nothing set in stone. Happy to have that insurance run, but not going to feel comfortable until this one's over.
Need a base runner. As Burleson had a healthy cut, fouled that away. Alec 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of punch outs. He's reached base in 7 of 8 games with 4 multi-hit affairs. Brian Hayes has stayed in the game. He's at third base for Cincinnati. The guy plays patty cake, and Burley might have swung at a ball and fouled it away. It's 0-2. Last 6 appearances for Pagan, a 3.38 ERA. He's spent some time on the IL. Down the line. Just foul. Great catch.
That is a snag right there and a must grab. All right, you bring a glove, you protect the baby. Nice work, sir.
Give that fan a contract. No balls, 2 strikes. In the air center. Myers going back, but Park will hold that. 1 man down. Pagan missed 2 weeks. Excuse me, missed more than 2 weeks with a left hamstring strain. But he's trying to nail down a 4-2 Reds win. Cardinals have handled Cincinnati to this point this season, winning 4 of the first 5 games. Inexplicably, Brad, the Reds came into play tonight 6 wins, 22 losses against their divisional rivals.
Yeah, that's a number that does not equate, right? And we know that the division overall been pretty strong. Pitching in the division has been very good, but I feel like this team is far too talented, the Reds team, to have the struggles that they've had, certainly within the division.
If the Cardinals fall, they'll be a game over 500 entering action tomorrow night. Won't get any easier as that strike 3. Herrera couldn't pull the trigger. He's out number 2. Andre Palante for the Cardinals. Hunter Green, the man with a big fastball, is on the mound for the Reds. First pitch at 6:15. Let's see if Nootbaar can keep it alive. Last 15 games for the Cardinals, 5 hits or less in 9 of those games. That is a tough assignment for your pitching staff to work on that kind of razor's edge night after night. That's in the dirt. Before we finish up tonight, want to wish a very happy birthday to one of our great audio men, Aaron Trowbridge, celebrating his 29th birthday at the ballpark tonight.
He tried to keep it from us, too. Aaron didn't tell anybody. He's so selfless. One of the most important guys we have around here. Happy birthday, Aaron.
Now we've got 1 strike left. Base is empty, 2 outs, 2 strikes for Nootbaar. And that is your ball game. It was the Reds bullpen tonight that held serve, Brad. They take game 1, 4-2. Just 2 hits for the Cardinals. They got to fix that in a big hurry.
No, they do. Look, offense has been tough to come by. One big swing of the bat by Eugenio Suarez, the 2-run shot in the 7th inning. That was the difference maker. They added on an insurance run, but got to figure something out offensively. Maybe it could be against the flamethrower tomorrow.
Hopefully that's the case. First pitch at 6:15. Andre Palante will take them out for the Cardinals. Brad and Danny are set to wrap it up on the Cardinals TV post-game show. We appreciate you joining us from Busch Stadium. Hopefully better luck for the Redbirds in Game 2 tomorrow. Cincinnati takes Game 1, 4-2 your final. For our entire crew, Chip Carey from the ballpark. We'll see you tomorrow night.
World class.
Welcome back to Cardinals postgame presented by CarShield. Game 1 against the Reds and Cincinnati wins. Final score 4-2 tonight. The Cardinals will look to bounce back tomorrow. They'll have another opportunity for that as we welcome you back inside Busch Stadium with Brad Thompson and our Ballpark Village studios. I'm Danny Wexelman. BT, a tough one. It has been tough. This is the part of the season where you're kind of grinding your teeth a little bit. You know, the bullpen's a little bit short. The offense has struggled to find their groove right now. And Cincinnati, they are victorious tonight. And it kind of was the best of what they have. We saw their cards, they showed their hand, and they come out on top.
Yeah, Danny, it was one of those ball games that actually kind of, well, at least one part of it played out as we talked about in the pregame show. How do the Reds beat you? Well, they beat you via the long ball. It was the case today. It was Eugenio Suarez